Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Universe Mode, episode 24. I am your host, King Chiron. I'm also your commentator, ladies and gentlemen. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Hit that subscribe if you like content like this. If you're coming back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for joining me here today. But regardless, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to apologize. Last week, I was unable to get you guys an episode. I was out of town. But I'm back in town, back with my recording setup, and I've got a new episode of Raw for you, ladies and gentlemen. And when I say a new episode, I mean we're starting new. Ladies and gentlemen, we just finished Money in the Bank. So I've decided that since we just finished Money in the Bank, it's time for some new debuts, ladies and gentlemen. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let's break down the card. Ladies and gentlemen, your eyes do not deceive you. The first match of the night, the new United States Champion Jimmy Uso takes on the newly debuting Malachi Black. After that, ladies and gentlemen, something even more special for you. Ladies and gentlemen, your eyes do not deceive you. Dax Harwood, Cash Wheeler, FTR take on Nick and Matt Jackson, the Young Bucks. But ladies and gentlemen, we're still not done, because after that, Bryan Danielson, the WWE Champion, will be going in action against the new debuting MJF. And in the main event, ladies and gentlemen, no new debuts, but we have to settle something. Who will be challenging Becky Lynch in 3 weeks' time at SummerSlam? Ladies and gentlemen, we have Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair, Asuka, Bayley, and Charlotte Flair in a 5-woman match. The winner challenges Becky Lynch for the WWE Women's Champion. But ladies and gentlemen, there's still a little bit of news. CM Punk as well as Paige won the Money in the Bank contracts. Now, ladies and gentlemen, just because they won Money in the Bank does not mean they're going to cash in strictly on the WWE and WWE Women's Champions. These contracts, I know it's not set up like that in Universe Mode. I technically can't do it, but I'm doing it, ladies and gentlemen. Because they hold the briefcases, they are allowed to cash in on the World Heavyweight Champions as well. So stay tuned on SmackDown, because you might see CM Punk try to cash in on the new World Heavyweight Champion Gunther. You also might see Paige try to cash in on Women's Champion Rhea Ripley. But ladies and gentlemen, that's enough breakdown for me. Let's get into the show. Let's get this show going. Jimmy Uso, the new United States Champion, takes on the debuting Malachi Black. And Jimmy Uso is immediately attacked by Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe, who was a part of that triple threat match at Money in the Bank, very upset that Jimmy Uso came out with the U.S. title. Samoa Joe probably feels it's unfair that Jimmy Uso was even added to the match, but it's also kind of Samoa Joe's fault, ladies and gentlemen. Either way, referee rings the bell, gets back in the ring, and Jimmy Uso now has to do competition with Malachi Black, who takes him down, double knees right to the chest. Stomps on him, but misses a stomp. Jimmy Uso recovers with a clothesline to take down Malachi Black. And a huge headbutt, them Samoan heads made of stone, punches to the head of Malachi Black. And a kick to the gut for good measure. But Malachi Black rolls through, elbows to the head of Jimmy Uso. And an elbow to the knee of Jimmy Uso, ladies and gentlemen. Jimmy Uso being lifted up by Malachi Black, who goes off the ropes and takes down Jimmy Uso with a massive moonsault backflip. Going for a pin here. Can he get it here? Only a count of 2. And ladies and gentlemen, in case you're new, there is a rule on the channel. Any contender, if they beat the current champion, becomes #1 contender. If Malachi Black can defeat Jimmy Uso here, Malachi Black would become #1 contender to the U.S. title. Malachi Black with a stiff kick to the leg of Jimmy Uso, followed by a punch to the head, grabs him from behind, lifts him up, and Jimmy Uso with a rebound, huge elbow to the head, to that blackened eye, but Malachi Black throwing him and trips him up with a huge knee to the gut. Malachi Black on fire here, nails a stomp to the head of Jimmy Uso, and a double stomp to the chest, followed by a kick to the chest. Malachi Black letting his opponent get to the ropes, get to the corner, choosing what to do to his opponent here. He goes behind him, hung up on the ropes, gonna lock in a choke on Jimmy Uso, take all the breath out of his... Malachi Black going for another quick pin here. Can he get the victory? Can he get the win? Only a kick out at 2. Malachi Black's offense here gives him a roll-up. Jimmy Uso with a roll-up on Malachi Black, but Malachi Black kicking out before even a count of 1. Jimmy Uso with a stomp to the face, followed by a huge knee to the back of the head of Malachi Black and a stiff punch. And again, Malachi Black with elbows to the gut of Jimmy Uso. And a clothesline to Jimmy. And a second one. Catching the leg. Sweeps the other. Malachi Black on fire, ladies and gentlemen. Going for another pin on the U.S. champion. Only gets a count of 2. Malachi Black drops a knee into the back of Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso has to roll out of the ring to get himself a little distance. It works, ladies and gentlemen. Huge clothesline to Malachi Black, takes him down. Stomp to the back. Stomp to one of the body parts. Another stomp. And again, Malachi Black back to his feet. Huge forearm to the head of Jimmy Uso, takes him down. Malachi Black grabs Jimmy Uso. Tries to throw him into the ring, but Jimmy Uso falls down short. Malachi Black back in the ring. Slips back out. Gonna continue the punishment here. Stomp, and it looks like it's to the head. And another stomp, maybe to the arm or the back, but he misses a knee to the back. Malachi Black grabs Jimmy Uso, throws him down by the steel steps in the barricade. Punches, but Jimmy Uso slips out, finally getting some offense in, kicks to the leg of Malachi Black. Gonna carry Malachi Black, throws him into the ring. Jimmy Uso back in the ring now. Jimmy Uso, Black Mass to Jimmy Uso from Malachi Black. It came out of nowhere, ladies and gentlemen. And Malachi Black is #1 contender. And Samoa Joe must be disappointed in this again. Disappointed in Jimmy Uso's loss and defeat, but it's Samoa Joe's fault. Samoa Joe attacked Jimmy Uso before the match. These men gonna square up with each other. Jimmy Uso meeting him on the stage. Both men talking. Both men still talking. Looks like talking's done. It's time for the hands. Running the hands, ladies and gentlemen. Samoa Joe and Jimmy Uso decide to run the hands. Samoa Joe breaking free. And him and Jimmy Uso going to continue to throw fists. Referees finally breaking it up, getting this back under control. But ladies and gentlemen, Malachi Black defeating Jimmy Uso makes Malachi Black #1 contender. But ladies and gentlemen, we'll have to worry about that later. Up next, Dax Harwood, Cash Wheeler, FTR take on Nick and Matt Jackson of the Young Bucks. Young Bucks in the ring, ready to start this match. And here comes Tonga Tonga and Tonga Loa attacking FTR before the match can even start. Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, the current WWE Tag Team Champions, attacking FTR before their debuting match against the newly debuting Young Bucks. Young Bucks have a big advantage here in this match now, thanks to Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa. Referee checked on them before the bell, but a super kick, followed by stomps to the gut and a huge elbow to the head. Matt Jackson, not wasting any time, takes the assault to Cash Wheeler. Tags in his brother, Nick Jackson. Nick Jackson tossing him to the ropes. Dax Harwood reverses, lifts him up, slams him down. Finally, Cash Wheeler getting a little offense in here on Nick Jackson. Grabs the arm, wrestles it down. Huge stomp. Ladies and gentlemen, in case you don't know who the FTR is, they believe in fists, not flips. And the Young Bucks are the antithesis to that, believing in quick kicks, quick flips, quick offense. Quick kick out from Dax Harwood there. And another stomp to Dax Harwood's arm. And Nick Jackson with another stomp to the arm. Tags in his brother, Matt Jackson. Ladies and gentlemen, these two teams have been rivals for years. They are the polar opposites of one another. FTR believes in the ground and pound, the wear down, submissions and beat downs. They've studied the great Bret Hart himself, and they use Bret Hart as a motivator. As well, the Young Bucks, Nick and Matt Jackson, they studied Shawn Michaels. They believe in the flips, the kicks. They believe in quick, high, fast offense, stellar moves, and maneuvers. Tag made to Dax Harwood. And a drop kick. But it looks like Matt Jackson ate the drop kick. Thrown into the corner. Gets the legs up. But Dax Harwood with a kick to the back goes off the ropes and brings him down onto his back and head. Ladies and gentlemen, tag made. Nick Jackson in the ring. Super kick to Dax Harwood, followed by more kicks to the chest and a huge elbow to the head. Elbow from Dax Harwood. And Dax gonna carry Matt Jackson over. Gonna continue to assault the leg here. Punch blocked. Chop to the chest. Goes off the ropes. Kick to the chest takes him down. Dax Harwood and Nick Jackson both making tags here. And a super kick to Cash Wheeler takes him down. Followed by a kick to the back of Dax Harwood for good measure, and Cash Wheeler able to take advantage, flips him and takes him down with a suplex. Oh, looks like Cash Wheeler doing something he usually doesn't do, going on the top rope. Drops a massive elbow to the chest, going for a pin here. Referee not counting the pin for some reason. Maybe he was distracted a moment ago. Throws him into the corner. Tag made, tag maneuver incoming. Dax Harwood on the top rope. Slam down. Body splash. And Matt Jackson's in trouble here. Huge elbow to Matt Jackson from Dax Harwood. Dax Harwood going to the middle rope. Drives the elbows into the chest, followed by a stomp to the back of the head. Matt Jackson getting over to the ropes. Dax Harwood lining up his opponent. Knocks him off the apron, ladies and gentlemen. Dax Harwood, Cash Wheeler making the tag. Cash Wheeler is charged up. Takes Nick Jackson off the ropes. Takes him out of the action. Cash Wheeler goes up to the top rope. Off the top rope with a massive body spear. Takes down Matt Jackson on the outside. Followed by an elbow, a knee to the head, busting Matt open. But Matt slips out, drops Cash Wheeler. Slides back in the ring, and Cash Wheeler going for Nick Jackson now. On the outside, takes out one brother. Meanwhile, the other brother taking out Dax Harwood. Cash Wheeler finally getting back in the ring. Referee was at the count of 7. Cash Wheeler, no help in his corner, but the same can be said for Matt Jackson here. Cash Wheeler going up to the middle rope. Gonna choke out. Matt Jackson being choked out there. Nick Jackson back in the ring. Locks up with Cash Wheeler. Wheeler drops him. And Wheeler putting in the submission maneuver. The patented submission maneuver. The sharpshooter. But only to hurt Nick Jackson. Matt Jackson went right after Cash there. Punch to the head. Locks in a chokehold on Cash Wheeler. But Cash Wheeler breaking out. Cash Wheeler lifting up. Matt Jackson drops him down onto his back. Tags in Dax Harwood. Lots of tags here. Trying to keep each other as fresh as possible. Dax Harwood throwing Matt. Huge knee to the gut of Matt Jackson. Matt Jackson lifted up. Spine buster to Matt Jackson into a pin. Matt Jackson able to kick out, but the damage was done, ladies and gentlemen. It looked like Dax was going to go for his sharpshooter as well, but Matt Jackson able to kick out, kick him off. Huge kick to the chin. Going for a pin, but Dax Harwood's leg in the ropes. But another big leg to the head of Dax Harwood takes him down. And Nick Jackson finally tagged back into this match. And Dax Harwood with a huge elbow to the head takes him down. And a huge clothesline takes him down again. Goes for another pin. But Nick Jackson with the wherewithal, knowing where he is, grabs the rope. Nick Jackson stays alive. Huge leg drop to Nick Jackson. Nick being lifted up. Toss to the ropes, tosses him again. Nick Jackson now in control. Huge knees to the gut of Dax Harwood. Followed by huge stomps to the chest. Using that body for momentum. Lifts up and knees to the chest again. Tag made to Matt Jackson. Matt Jackson lifting up Dax Harwood. Huge incoming elbow to the chin of Dax Harwood. And again takes Dax down. But before he get the elbow, no, never mind. Matt Jackson with a kick upside the head to Cash Wheeler takes him right off the apron. Dax Harwood by himself blocks a third elbow attempt. Lifting up Matt Jackson here. Carries him to the corner. Spikes him onto his already busted head. Kick to the chest. But Matt Jackson able to block a second stomp in the corner and flips Dax Harwood. Tag made to the brother, Nick Jackson. Dax Harwood super kicked. Rolled over. Pin attempt being made here, but Cash Wheeler breaking it up. Nick Jackson gave Cash Wheeler a good punch for good measure. Tags in his brother. Matt Jackson and Dax Harwood both missed each other on that attempt. Dax Harwood getting the better with a DDT to the busted open head. These two teams cancel each other out so often, so much, with their offenses being exactly the opposite. But Matt Jackson looks to have the advantage here, dropping Cash Wheeler onto his head, going for a quick pin. And Cash Wheeler kicking out at 2, able to stay alive. Cash Wheeler back to his feet, and right into a super kick from Matt Jackson. That super kick down there took his head off. Toss to the corner. And dropped by another kick to the head from Matt Jackson. Nick Jackson tagged in. And what is Nick Jackson doing? He's running all around looking for something to do. Cash Wheeler gave him too much time. Back to his feet. Takes him down with a back body drop. And now Cash Wheeler attacking Matt. Runs into a super kick from Nick Jackson. Took his eye off the legal man. Nick Jackson throws him into the corner. Tag made to his brother. Looking for a double team maneuver. Huge back body drop to Cash Wheeler. They lift him up and let him fall. Tag made to Dax Harwood. Drop kick. But Dax Harwood unable to take down Matt Jackson with that drop kick. Who's looking to take down Dax Harwood here with the finish. Goes for the pin. But Cash Wheeler there to make the save. Matt Jackson lifting up. Dax Harwood tosses him to the corner. Bounces his head off the corner. Huge elbow to the head of Matt. But Dax Harwood dropped by Matt Jackson yet again. Matt Jackson lifting up Dax Harwood. Harwood gonna throw him into the corner. Double team maneuver incoming. Looks like they're going for another double back body drop here on Dax Harwood. Dax Harwood has to roll out of the ring, get himself a breather. Nick Jackson gonna pose before making a dive to the outside that takes down Dax Harwood. Nick back in the ring, turns his attention to Cash Wheeler. Oh, stomps to the chest for good measure. Continuing the stomps. Huge clubbing blows, takes down Cash Wheeler. Probably took him right out of the match. And a huge kick to the head of Dax Harwood. And Nick Jackson going for a pin, gets the win. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you see the name there. I know you saw the name there, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, Nick and Matt Jackson are two members of the Elite. But only time will tell when we'll see the other two members of said faction. But ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for a great match between Bryan Danielson and MJF. And here he comes, ladies and gentlemen, the WWE Champion, Bryan Danielson.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Aberdeen, Washington, weighing in at 210 pounds. He is the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, Bryan Danielson.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bryan Danielson, the WWE Champion. He's been WWE Champion since he beat AJ Styles for the title on an episode of Raw. So far, he's defeated every contender who stepped to him. Every contender being, of course, AJ Styles, Randy Orton. But ladies and gentlemen, only time will tell who will challenge Bryan Danielson for that WWE Championship at SummerSlam. MJF hopes it's going to be him. With a strong debut and a strong win, MJF could become next in line. In his first match, could MJF do the unthinkable and beat the WWE Champion and claim #1 contendership?
And his opponent from Long Island, New York, weighing in at 228 pounds, MJF.
Ladies and gentlemen, MJF has had a long history of bitter rivalries with many a superstars in the business. The former AEW World Champion, has had rivalries with Adam Cole over on SmackDown, Cody Rhodes, who helped introduce him into the business, as well as CM Punk. Hence why he's wearing the shirt better than the best in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, only time will tell if MJF will revive rivalries with old foes. But up first on his to-do list in his debut is to challenge Bryan Danielson, make himself #1 contender, challenge for the WWE Championship at SummerSlam. MJF could have a great 3-week start. Both men go right after each other, and MJF ducks a maneuver from Bryan Danielson, kick to the gut of Danielson, followed by a sweeping leg, takes over the leg and locks in a submission on the WWE Champion. But Danielson fighting out of it quickly. MJF trying to get back to his feet, and Danielson locking in a guillotine quickly on MJF, who quickly breaks the legs and slips out. Danielson with a double drop kick to the leg and a kick to the head, and again, third kick blocked by MJF, who delivers a kick of his own, tosses Danielson to the ropes, huge knee to the gut, stomp to the head, and another stomp to the head, followed by another stomp from the knee this time, and another knee to the head of Bryan Danielson. Danielson, we haven't seen him in a situation like this where he's crawling towards the ropes, ladies and gentlemen. Danielson in the corner. MJF goes from behind him, locks in a choke on the ropes, holding Danielson up, and drops him back to the canvas. MJF going for a quick pin, looking to cash in his chips here, but only gets a count of 1. Ladies and gentlemen, Bryan Danielson has so far been undefeated in Universe mode. Not one person has been able to defeat the current WWE Champion. MJF looks to be the first to do it. MJF tossed over the ropes, and Danielson with a clubbing blow to the head and a drop kick knocks MJF right off the apron. MJF getting back in the ring, grabs Danielson, lifts him up, suplex, and a pin attempt, but only gets a count of 1. MJF not done with the devastating offense that he's known to use, that decisive offense that can get him submissions from just about any position. Huge neck breaker from MJF. MJF attacking the arm and head of Bryan Danielson. Delivers a knee but misses. Danielson gonna take advantage by attacking the legs, locking in a submission of his own onto the leg of MJF, who gets out with punches to the head of Danielson. And a spear from MJF out of nowhere takes down Danielson, going for a pin here. Only gets a count of 2. Ladies and gentlemen, MJF looks to set up for his finish here. And he has it in. The armbar was locked in, but Danielson got to the ropes. MJF looking to press his advantage, goes up to the top rope. Leg drop to the neck of the WWE Champion. Bryan Danielson's in trouble, lifted up, suplex down onto his neck. MJF rolls out of the ring, goes around looking for Danielson, who also rolled out. And MJF gonna attack the legs of Bryan Danielson, gonna press the advantage, pressing on the legs of Bryan Danielson. Danielson being lifted up and tossed into the ring. Count of 4, MJF barely getting back in the ring now. Count of 5, rolls under Danielson, but Danielson finally getting back in this match with huge blows to the gut of MJF and a huge elbow that takes MJF down. Danielson going to the top rope, looking for flying goat maybe. I think he is, but he misses, ladies and gentlemen. Flying goat does not connect. Danielson hits himself in the head to the canvas. And MJF gonna take advantage. Lifts behind. Huge suplex onto the back and head of Danielson. MJF continuing to attack the arm of Bryan Danielson here. Danielson being lifted up to his feet. MJF gonna carry Danielson over to the ropes. Hang him up on the ropes. Danielson thrown onto the rope. MJF nails a huge DDT finish on Danielson through the ropes. WWE Champion in trouble. MJF going for a pin here. Danielson stays alive. The WWE Champion. He's WWE Champion for a reason, ladies and gentlemen. Danielson has so much resiliency, so much fight inside him. But MJF looks to press his advantage again. Doesn't get it this time. Danielson with a knee. But MJF reverses, throws him into the corner. Danielson reverses, elbow out of the corner. Danielson with a roll-up takes down MJF. MJF thrown to the ropes. Danielson with a double knee to the chest and the head of MJF. Busted MJF open. Danielson tired. Goes for the pin. Can he get it? No. MJF kicks out at 2. Bryan Danielson. Huge knee to the back of the head of MJF now. Danielson now with the advantage. Those double knees, if they didn't get him the win, they definitely gave him the advantage. Bryan Danielson telling MJF to get to his feet. Danielson pulling out all the stops here, goes through the ropes, takes down MJF. Swiping his face on the canvas, huge elbow to the back of MJF. Maxwell Jacob Friedman, ladies and gentlemen, reverses an attack by Danielson, throws Danielson into the barricade. MJF tried to attack Danielson on the barricade. Danielson moved out of the way. Danielson bouncing MJF's head off the apron and a huge kick to the head. Danielson lifting up and suplexing MJF to the canvas. Danielson rolling back into the ring. Referee at the count of 8. Maxwell Jacob Friedman still down on the outside. Referee at the count of 9. And MJF gets back in. Danielson throws MJF to the ropes. Lifts him up and slams him down. But MJF back up. Couldn't connect on the punch. Danielson with a kick. And gonna follow it up with more kicks to the chest. Those devastating kicks to the chest. We know how this ends, ladies and gentlemen. Danielson with a heat-seeking missile nails MJF upside the head. Going for the pin here on MJF. But he kicks out at 2. Bryan Danielson lifting MJF up. Throws MJF to the ropes. Double knees connect yet again. This has got to be it, ladies and gentlemen. Bryan Danielson stays. No! MJF kicks out at 2, ladies and gentlemen. MJF not done yet. Kicking out of the knees twice. Blocks a kick attempt. Has Bryan Danielson in the corner. Does MJF attacking the arm of Danielson now. Trying to weaken that arm of Bryan Danielson. Chop to the chest. MJF gonna continue to attack the arm some more. Trying to set up for his arm bar. That devastating maneuver knocks Danielson right off the top rope and down onto the floor. MJF going up to the top rope now. Delivers a huge elbow drop to the chest onto Bryan Danielson onto the floor. Danielson on the floor. MJF with a huge stomp to the arm of Bryan Danielson. Danielson, ladies and gentlemen, is in trouble. The WWE Champion is in trouble. Thrown into the steel steps. MJF not afraid of bending and breaking the rules or playing dirty. MJF throwing Danielson into the steps. And our WWE Champion is down. He's yet to move. Finally getting back to his feet. MJF going to the outside. But Danielson got to MJF first. Kicks, flips. MJF down. MJF gave Danielson too much time to recover. MJF thrown down by the barricade by the WWE champion, who now poses to the crowd. MJF trying to get back to his feet, and Bryan Danielson rolls into the ring. MJF back in the ring now, but Danielson with a huge punch to the head, followed by a German suplex. But MJF back to his feet, rolls through, takes down MJF yet again. MJF trying to get back to his feet, kick to the chest, headbutt to MJF. Danielson going to the middle rope, looking to deliver a knee to the chest. Rolls MJF through, and this has got to be it. Too much of an assault, too much of a beating. MJF stays alive! Kicking out yet again. What is it going to take to keep this man down? Bryan Danielson about to find out what it's going to take. MJF probably about to find out as well. Stomp to the arm. And Danielson locking in Hell's Gate. This has got to be it. MJF, you've done good. MJF, you fought hard. Tap out, MJF. Survive. MJF released. Danielson letting MJF out of the hold. And MJF rolling up Bryan Danielson. MJF with the roll up on Bryan Danielson. But Danielson kicks out at 2. MJF lifting up the WWE champion. Punch to the head. Danielson with a punch back. Ladies and gentlemen, these two men chop to the chest of Danielson. Chop to the chest of MJF. Punch to the head of Danielson. Chop to the chest of MJF. Punch. Chop. Punch. Chop. Punch. Chop. Punched. 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 Chopped. And these men now throwing haymakers, going heads up. Not stopping. Both men, but MJF rolls through. Takes Danielson down, has an armbar locked in on Danielson. Danielson might have the tap here. He does. MJF with the victory.
Here is your winner, MJF.
Ladies and gentlemen, MJF not only makes the strongest debut possible, but he submits the WWE champion and is now #1 contender for the WWE title at SummerSlam. What a way to debut, ladies and gentlemen. What a way to debut for MJF, who is now #1 contender. But up next, ladies and gentlemen, we have a fatal 5-way to determine who will face Becky Lynch at SummerSlam. Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair, Asuka, Bayley, Charlotte Flair.
The following contest is a fatal 5-way match. Making her way to the ring from Boston, Massachusetts, Sarah Banks.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sasha Banks in the building. The CEO, the boss, whatever you call her, ladies and gentlemen, you have to refer to her as a former champion. WWE Raw Women's Champion, WWE SmackDown Women's Champion, WWE Women's Tag Team Champion, is now currently in a tag team with one of the competitors here, Bayley. Sasha Banks, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the top athletes in the world. Currently competes in AEW, multiple time WWE Women's Champion, NXT Women's Champion, New Japan Women's Champion, AEW TBS Women's Champion.
Knoxville, Tennessee, Bianca Belair.
But when we talk about rising stars, ladies and gentlemen, stars who are here in WWE and have made a massive impact, we've got to talk about Sasha Banks' WrestleMania main event opponent in Bianca Belair. Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion, WWE Women's Champion, WWE Women's Tag Team Champion, NXT Women's Champion, Bianca Belair is here. And she looks to get another huge moment, another huge match out of the last kicker, out of the man. If Bianca Belair can win here, she'll go to SummerSlam and challenge Becky Lynch yet again for the Women's Championship.
And from Osaka, Japan, Asuka!
But ladies and gentlemen, when we talk about challenging Becky Lynch, we have to mention how Asuka has only ever lost, if she has ever lost to Becky Lynch, it has only been a handful of times, ladies and gentlemen. Asuka has beaten Becky Lynch more times than Becky Lynch has beaten Asuka. If Asuka can go on to SummerSlam and challenge Becky Lynch for that WWE Women's Championship, we may be seeing a new champion.
And representing Damage Control from San Jose, California, Bayley!
Ladies and gentlemen, ignore that. Representing Damage Control, Bayley is no longer associated with Damage Control. Bayley is associated, however, with Sasha Banks, who is both a friend and a tag partner. Ladies and gentlemen, I've broken down Bayley's accolades many times. I'll do it really quick. A former women's champion, former WWE Women's Champion, Raw Women's Champion, SmackDown Women's Champion, NXT Women's Champion, WWE Women's Tag Team Champion. The list goes on for Bayley. Bayley, a Royal Rumble winner. Same as Asuka, ladies and gentlemen. Same as Bianca Belair, ladies and gentlemen. Same as the Queen.
And from the Queen City, Charlotte Flair!
Ladies and gentlemen, Charlotte Flair, when you talk about next generation and stellar, you cannot forget to mention Charlotte Flair. Her accolades are to the moon. Charlotte Flair, the daughter of Ric Flair, but that is not why we acknowledge Charlotte Flair, ladies and gentlemen. We acknowledge Charlotte Flair for her multiple women's world championship runs, whether it was the WWE Women's Championship, the WWE Women's World Heavyweight Championship. Charlotte Flair is on top of the game, ladies and gentlemen. We talk about WWE Women's Tag Team Championship runs. Charlotte Flair has had them. NXT Championships, Charlotte Flair has had them. If there was a leader of the 4 horsewomen, it would probably have to be between Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch. But that's not to leave Sasha Banks and Bayley out of that mix, ladies and gentlemen. Those 4 women have had great matches with one another. They've had great tag matches with one another. They've been great partners, great enemies. Charlotte Flair is typically at the top of that list of accomplishments and accolades when associated with her other 4. And it's fitting, ladies and gentlemen, because if Charlotte Flair wants to get her hands on Becky Lynch, she'll have to get through Sasha Banks and Bayley. And speaking of, Charlotte going right after Sasha Banks, takes her down with a leg drop. Meanwhile, Asuka takes her attention to Bayley, but Charlotte went after Bayley for a second, paid for it, flipped with a suplex by Sasha Banks. Charlotte now goes after Bayley, her former BFF, but Sasha Banks with an elbow to Bayley instead. Bayley taking Charlotte down with a guillotine, and Bianca Belair taking down her former WrestleMania opponent Sasha Banks. Referee knocked down in the chaos, ladies and gentlemen. Bianca Belair knocked down by Charlotte, and Asuka turns her attention, throws Charlotte to the ropes, lifts her up, and takes her down onto a knee, and then takes her out with a kick to the head. Bianca Belair, meanwhile, with a spear to Sasha Banks in the corner, turns her attention to Asuka, who's Bianca Belair lifted up by Charlotte Flair. Asuka thrown out of the ring by Bayley, and Bayley now taking down Charlotte with huge punches to the head. Kendo sticks introduced. Kendo stick thrown at Bayley from Bianca Belair. And Bianca Belair, who's had issues with Bayley in the past, takes Bayley down. Charlotte taken down by Bayley. Bayley and Charlotte doing battle. Charlotte carrying Bayley over to the corner, bounces her head off the turnbuckle. Drop kicked in the corner from Bianca Belair, who now turns her attention to Charlotte. Meanwhile, Sasha Banks with that kendo stick, delivering huge blows to Asuka, and these two have avoided each other all match, but there seems to be no avoiding each other now. Sasha Banks and Bayley now going heads up, and Sasha Banks making Charlotte pay. Bayley, who would have Sasha from behind, takes her down. Bayley with a German suplex to Bianca Belair and a kick to Asuka. Turns her attention back to Bianca. Throws her into the corner. Turns her attention back to Asuka, but Asuka carries her over to Charlotte, who delivers a double kick and a double DDT to Bayley, who has to roll out of the ring. Sasha Banks goes after Bianca Belair while Asuka takes Charlotte down, but Charlotte with a kip up right into an assault from Asuka. Charlotte getting out of it, and Asuka knocked down with a kendo stick shot. Bianca Belair went for a pin, but got someone thrown on top of her. Bianca Belair with a kick to Sasha Banks. Lifting Banks up, drops her onto her knee. And Bayley with a huge cross body to Bianca Belair. Bayley thrown over the ropes. And Sasha Banks blocks a spear attempt from Charlotte. Sasha Banks having Bayley from behind, slips the leg of Bayley, takes Bayley down. Asuka breaks the kendo stick over Sasha Banks' head. And Asuka taken down by Charlotte. Meanwhile, Bayley turns her attention to Charlotte. Sasha tried to take Charlotte out from behind. Charlotte driving Sasha Banks' head into the corner. Bayley still went after Sasha, tried to save her friend Sasha Banks. But Charlotte with huge elbows to the back of Bayley. Kendo stick thrown at her head by Bianca Belair. Lifted up and slammed down by Bianca. Meanwhile, Sasha Banks with a rake of the head. Gonna drag. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I got tongue-tied there for a minute. That's what happens when this high-octane offense and action is coming at you fast and furious, when all 5 women are going at each other non-stop. But back to the action, ladies and gentlemen. Bayley taking Sasha Banks, drives her head down with the rose plant, but Asuka breaking up the pin attempt. Charlotte throwing Asuka to the corner. Bayley having Charlotte. Charlotte throwing Bayley. Huge elbow to the head. Charlotte goes for a pin, but the pin broken up. Bianca Belair lifted up and slammed down. Spear made from Charlotte, I think, to Sasha. But Charlotte's taken down by Bianca Belair. And Asuka gonna lock in a guillotine choke, but Bayley was there to break it up. Throws Sasha to the corner. Huge kick to Bayley. And here comes Asuka. Takes Bayley down with the finish. And Bianca Belair breaking up that pin attempt. Punch to the back. Lifting Asuka up. Slams Asuka back down. And Asuka has to roll out of the ring. Huge backbreaker from Sasha Banks to Bianca Belair, who tried to take Charlotte out. It's down to Bayley and Sasha Banks. Asuka back in the ring with a steel chair, bounces it off the back of Sasha, who knocks it out of Asuka's hands, locks in a choke of her own on Asuka. But Bayley there to help break up the attempt. Bayley gonna lock in a submission on Charlotte Flair here. But Charlotte, with a knee to the head, gets out of it. Someone got slammed down under that chair. I think it may have been Asuka. Charlotte Flair lifted up by Bianca Belair, nailed with KOD. Meanwhile, Sasha Banks driving chair shots to Asuka, breaks up a pin attempt with a chair shot. But Bianca Belair with a huge offense onto Sasha Banks, carries Sasha into the corner, bounces Sasha's head off the turnbuckle post. And Bayley in the ring with a sledgehammer, throws it right at Charlotte. Huge clubbing blow to the back. And Bayley driven down onto a knee by Bianca Belair. Asuka breaking up that pin attempt from Bianca Belair. And Bianca Belair with Asuka up. KOD to Asuka. Sasha Banks takes down Bayley. And Sasha Banks helps stop the pin attempt on Asuka. Meanwhile, Charlotte Flair takes Sasha Banks down. Bayley there to make the pin a save the pin attempt. Charlotte taken down by a spear from Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair trying to get back to her feet. Kendo stick thrown at her head. Bayley up. Bayley flipping Bianca Belair down. Sasha Banks looking to nail the bank statement on Asuka, but Asuka using her power to break free. Charlotte takes down Bayley with a huge elbow to the head, goes for a pin attempt, but Asuka there to break it up. Asuka flipping Charlotte, kick her in the back. Sasha flipping Asuka, kicks her in the back. Elbow to the back of Bayley. Bayley throwing Sasha out of the ring. Charlotte being thrown to the ropes by Bayley. Bayley ducks under. Elbow to the head. And Sasha Banks gonna lock in. Bank statement on Bayley here in the middle of the ring. But Bayley hang on long enough for Asuka to make the save. Asuka flips Sasha and takes her down. Meanwhile, Bianca Belair with that baseball bat, rolled up by Bayley. But Bianca Belair kicking out at one. Looked like Charlotte tried to go for a maneuver, but he got tripped up on Bianca Belair, and now gets taken down by Sasha Banks, who's going for a quick pin here. Everyone trying to get to stop the pin of Sasha Banks. Bayley with a kick to the head. Double team maneuver coming from Bayley and Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair going for a pin attempt stopped. Roll up from Asuka onto Bianca Belair, who was going after Charlotte. Charlotte now going after Bianca Belair. Sasha Banks meanwhile had the bank statement locked in on Asuka. Charlotte Flair tossing Sasha Banks down to the floor. Goes for a pin. And Bayley making the save there. Bayley gonna nail Rose Plant onto Bianca Belair. But Asuka gonna lock in her patented signature maneuver on Bayley, who has nowhere to go. Sasha trying to get to her. Finally gets to her. Sasha Banks thrown to the corner. Knocks Charlotte loopy. And Asuka with a huge combination of kicks onto Bayley, going for a pin here. And ladies and gentlemen, Asuka gets the pin and the win.
Here is your winner, Asuka!
Ladies and gentlemen, Asuka will be challenging Becky Lynch for the WWE Women's Championship at SummerSlam. Ladies and gentlemen, so far, SummerSlam is looking pretty set up. Already have 3 matches scheduled. At SummerSlam, we will see Malachi Black take on Jimmy Uso. We will see MJF take on Bryan Danielson. And we will see Asuka take on Becky Lynch. But that's next time, ladies and gentlemen. That's on SummerSlam. We're still 3 weeks out, ladies and gentlemen. But ladies and gentlemen, regardless, that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you liked this episode. I have been your host and commentator, the King Chiron. If you like this content, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Leave a comment to let me know what you thought of the episode, what you think of the series so far. But regardless, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you again on the next episode. Stay tuned for tomorrow's episode of SmackDown. Until then, take care and have a beautiful, beautiful day.